Death Watch.
Okay, so just as a short recap and something that I forgot, you were in that room where Graham was impaled by the trap, right? And then you guys decided to leave after you healed him up. And as you're leaving, Rohan, you're the last one out behind the door. Because it was open, it was blocking. You see a little, sort of like an umbrella holder sort of thing, or a cane holder. But it's got one thing that catches your eye, and it's an arrow, a single arrow. And it's got a silver tip. The arrowhead is made out of silver.
Okay. I'll try taking that and putting it in the quiver.
Yeah, so immediately that fills up with, that section fills up with arrows like that. So.
All right.
Right, so then, now we'll fast forward. You'd gone into that hall, and as Graham, as you had peeked around through that door and saw the hall, you saw a door, and then just a little bit beyond that, another door in the same wall. That's what you'd seen.
Okay.
So, and then the hallway ends. So it's just those two doors.
So I'll look back and forth between the two doors.
Yeah. So you open the door, 5 feet away is a wall, and then to your right, just 10 feet, and then there's a door, space of 5 feet, another door.
Okay. I'll take a closer look at each door.
Okay. They're basically the same. They're just regular wood doors. There's nothing that stands out about them.
Well, I'll look them over thoroughly enough to detect traps if I can.
Yeah. Go ahead and roll your trap finding, whatever it's called.
Search.
Yeah. Don't forget to add you get a bonus, right?
It's already in there.
Okay. Okay.
No, my trap sense gives me a bonus on avoiding if
it springs. Okay.
It didn't work last time.
Okay. Yeah. So you go up and you take a look over this door, and you've got like tools for it, right? So a little mirror that you can, look under, whatever, looking around the edges of it, but you don't see any traps.
Is that for both of them?
Yeah. Well, no, that's for the first door.
Okay.
You'll have to roll again for the second door. Yeah, so that one's much the same. You look it over and you don't see anything at all that is concerning. And then in your investigation, you discover that first door you came to was locked. This second door is not locked.
Well, we got two doors. I'm certain there's no traps, and one of them's locked.
Do you think you can get into the locked one?
Yeah, but my master said always go the path of least resistance.
I think the one that's locked would hold better.
Who goes behind Graham?
I think Rohan was behind me.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then who brings up the rear? Casimir. All right. So, yeah, there you go. What do you do? Now, for right now, Rohan, the raven is perched on your shoulder.
Okay.
But from here on out, it'll be up to you to tell me if you want the raven to do anything.
Okay. It's pretty weak for the most part, so if combat ensues, then it'll probably take wing and try and find someplace safe. But I think we should try and jam the door behind us as we come into the hallway. There was a horde of ghouls.
I will go disable device on that one.
Okay.
Oh, dang it. It's not on my mini sheet. Sorry, one sec. I got an 11.
Okay. Yeah, so you find, some piece of debris of some sort and just jam it under the door. Keep it from being swung inwards. Best you can do with the tools you have available. But it seems to you like it's perfect.
Oh, yeah, I forgot you're supposed to roll it, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Rohan, come up here and I'll show you how to unlock doors. It's pretty easy.
Okay.
All you do is...
Yeah, so he takes his tools and he's like, yeah, see, all you got to do. But then he's still doing it. It's not working.
I don't understand what's happening.
He's got his tongue sticking out, he's biting it.
Hold on, let me start over.
Starting to sweat.
All right, keep trying. Don't give up.
You pull it out, put the thing in. How can I retry with this? Or can I retry? Or can I take a 10 or a 20? What are the rules for taking a 20? So if you're not rushed or threatened...
It's generally if there can't be a consequence for failure.
Well, it depends on what your definition of consequence is.
Yeah.
Getting impaled on a trap.
So common take 20 skills include escape artist, open lock, and search. That's page 65 in the player's handbook.
Yeah, so we'll say you can retry it, and we'll say that it takes you...
But it's like 20 times the amount of normal time.
Yeah.
And I think it's 1 round, or a full round for open lock.
Yeah, so it'll take you 20 rounds.
2 minutes.
So 2 minutes to get it. Yeah.
So I'm muttering half understood words. You catch a syllable here and there, and then we'll see.
Okay.
So that was
Make your roll in the dice tower.
Shadow dice.
All right, so he sets back to it, and he's like, okay, well, I was going too fast, and now, obviously, this one's a little triggered, and I thought. And so he works on it for a while, but then you hear an audible click, and the door swings in a tiny bit.
I flinch when I hear that sound.
I probably also flinch.
All right, so who carries the light?
I have the ever-burning torch, and I do not remember if Fenrith had his light spell going or not.
He usually does.
Okay, well, so as that door swings open an inch or two, and you did the one that, okay, so the far one, right?
Yeah, the locked one. I think you said.
Yeah.
I think you said that was the far one.
Okay. So as that swings, it's one thing you notice is that it opens from on the right side. And so right as it opens, there's a wall, and all that is illuminated now is that wall. So what I mean to say is as you open the door, it will block, the door itself would block your vision of the room until you stepped past it. Does that make sense? So all you can see is the one side, and you can see an old bookshelf covered in dust and cobwebs, rotted books and scrolls and parchments and stuff.
Yeah, I'll go to step in the room, but my foot will hover just on the first step into it before touching the ground, and then I'll search what I can see of the ground.
Okay.
Do you want to roll?
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, well, you don't see anything dangerous on the ground, no traps or anything.
Safe. I'll step into the room.
Was that in the tower?
No. Do you
okay.
want those to go into the tower?
Well, I'll tell you from now on. But... All right. So, as you open the door, you immediately notice thick cobwebs draping the corners. Let me put you on there. And can you see the map now?
No.
How about now?
No. Yes.
Okay. So as you open the door, you immediately notice thick cobwebs draping the corners. A thick layer of dust covers the floor, interrupted by large piles of bones and dead rats. There's a bookshelf on the eastern wall just inside the door, filled with old books and scrolls ravaged by the passage of time. Barrels and sacks occupy the northeast corner. There is an ornately carved wooden door in the northwest corner, and benches lining the wall next to it. Inexplicably, there is another door next to the one you just stepped into, separated by only 5 feet.
Does that make sense, or is this non-Euclidean geometry?
No, I mean, it doesn't make sense to you. Like, why would they do that?
Right. Oh, okay. I was just wondering if like, the room we were just in... no, we went to the further door. Okay.
Yeah,
sorry about
you went
that.
to the further door. But it's just weird to have 2 doors into this room, but separated like that. So
I don't see anything in here. I'll describe everything that you described.
Okay. All right. So go ahead, Graham, and move yourself somewhere in there.
Okay. I've become interested in books because of my experience with the scroll.
Right.
So that's what I'll go up to this bookshelf here and search around.
Okay. And then Rohan will come in next. Do you see the map, Rohan?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So move yourself, no further than 10 feet. Because right now, you're just making room for the rest of your party to get into the room. So
Yeah. I'm going to be kind of curious about this other door.
Okay.
And look at it.
All right. So then, okay. And now, Casimir, you step into the room. Can you see the map?
Yeah.
All right. So there you are in the room. So, Graham, you're looking at these books and scrolls. None of them survive a touch, right? They're just so far faded and gone. As soon as you touch one, it just crumbles. So
It might take me a little while to figure out. Like, I'll keep trying it slowly. See if somebody stops me.
Rohan, that door, there's nothing unique about it at all. I mean, you can see that it's locked, and that's it. I mean, it looks just the same as the other one. So, anyway, this map is an indication of what you see. There's the spider webs. There's a large pile of bones. There's blood stains. There's dead rats on the floor, benches. Now, that door in the northwest corner is very ornately carved. And it's got a carpet that once would have been fine, leading up to it.
Yeah, I'll just keep an eye out.
I'll give up after a while and move on north into the room.
Okay.
Up to where all these barrels and stuff are.
All right. Yeah, so it's a lot of sacks and barrels and haphazardly piled and really thick cobwebs. So you can't actually even see back in there, right? I mean, you can see the vague shapes of the barrels and sacks and stuff, but it's just so thick. There's a couple of the barrels in front where the wood had rotted out and whatever used to be in it is gone now. So, I mean, it could have been grain or it could have been some sort of liquid. There's no way to tell at this point.
Yeah, I'll poke through them with my spear for a little while.
Roll a spot into the tower. Right, so two things happen here. You start to poke in with your spear, sort of lackadaisical. Then you feel this overwhelming urge to turn around and look into the opposite corner.
I'll do that.
So over there in the bottom left corner, there's the spider webs covering the whole corner, but you see something sticking out of it on the floor. Something that really draws your attention.
I'll walk over to inspect it further.
Okay, so move your character over there. This token looking weird to anybody but me.
It's not on there.
Mm-hmm.
You don't see it? You're not on the map?
No.
What? I'll put you there. It's like faded out.
Maybe you have, whatchamacallit, line of sight type stuff turned on it. Let's see if I can drag it out there for you. Was it? Nope. Disappeared. Is it under the table?
Okay. So hang on one second then. Right. So let me just try to redo it. Now, Graham, you get over there and you can see when you get the cobwebs go from the corner of the ceiling all the way to the floor, like they're draped out sort of at an angle. But you see a skeleton under there.
I'll take a step back.
Well, it's not like the skeletons you've seen walking around. I just mean to say bones, right? Clearly different in structure to the ones you've seen all throughout this complex. Smaller, more delicate would be a good term for it. And you see a blinking or sort of like a light reflecting off of something further in there. Right? Anyway, taking a step back is not roll a will save into the tower. Yeah, you don't take a step back. The idea is preposterous. You need to get in there.
Okay, so I'll start rooting around these cobwebs and hitting these skeleton.
You get down on your knees, Graham, and you start pushing your way through the cobwebs, and then suddenly this searing light encompasses your vision, and do a will in the tower again. That puts you to your knees. And now, right now, visions are flashing through your head at light speed. Well, duh, right? But faster than you can actually make any sense of them. But you are getting a sense from them. And so a lot of them are your own life, getting kicked in the head with a goat or a donkey, right? Battles that you've had, but then battles you've never had, right? Including one that took place in this very room where all by yourself, you dispatched dozens of orcs in this very room that didn't even know you were there. And you would just come out, stick them, and then disappear. And even though this room isn't very large, it took until you killed the leader before they finally just did a shotgun approach and started throwing spears in the corner where you were hiding and got you by bad luck alone. The rest of you three, you hear this insane screech and all this rustling in these barrels and sacks over here where Graham had been, and ghouls just come pouring out of the cobwebs. So, everybody, let's have initiative.
Nice roll, Rohan.
That's right. I brought out the green dice.
I don't know why I modeled them after my red set. I don't think that's ever been very good to me.
You should make yours blue. Hero of the sky, right?
True. I'm torn between being a ranger or the hero of the sky.
Okay, Rohan, you see, dust and cobwebs and broken wood fly everywhere as these ghouls come screaming out of that corner there. And this is what it looks like. So it'll be your move. And Fenrith is sorely pressed there. He hasn't even had time to get his sword out. So what do you do?
I'm going to 5 foot to my left as I draw my bow and fire at the closest one without any line of sight issues.
Right. So with Fenrith's light and Graham's ever-burning torch over in that corner, you can see the whole room is lit. It's just that the corners are so covered in cobwebs that you can't see past them.
Yeah, I just don't want to be shooting right past his head.
So which one?
Let's see here. Be that one. Was it?
If you put your mouse over it, it'll tell you what its name is.
Ghoul 1.
Okay.
All right. And then rapid shot's a full round, so yeah, I'll do that.
All right. So both of those are hits. Let's get damage. So you just shoot 2 arrows in
That's the first one.
rapid succession.
That's the second one.
Yeah, and you have heavily wounded it. You can tell it staggers. It's 2 arrows just sink right into its chest. Now, on the combat tracker, the little down arrow next to menu, push that for me. That'll end your turn, if your turn's over. And that'll move it on to the next person. So with a shriek, that one charges you.
Charges me?
Yeah.
What did I do to it?
Well, you shot at it. Fenrith didn't have his weapon out. Yeah, so it comes charging at you with, bile dripping from its teeth, and it sinks its teeth into your shoulder for 4 damage. And then give me a fortitude save. Yeah, fortitude save.
In the tower, or?
No, you can just roll it normal.
That's my good skill.
Right, okay. So that's its move. And Ghoul 2 is going to attack Fenrith here, who so far hasn't gotten his weapon out. But his thick armor is too much, so that's his move. This one is charging directly for you, Casimir.
All right.
And it will bite at you, but it misses as well. As it's tearing by those bookshelves, it gets its foot caught up a bit. And so, it chomps at the air. It would be funny if not how dangerous it was. And now we're on to Graham, your move.
So I want to go up and flank the one that's on Rohan and attack it with my spear.
Well, now hang on. You're not actually.
Oh, I meant to ask that if I can do anything.
Yet. Right. We're going to do it different than we did it for Rohan because Rohan wasn't here. So I was taking the opportunity to be lazy and just keep him out of the combat. But you see all these images flashing through your head, right? And then one thing pops into your mind, and it's like your spear wanting to be a dagger. Like it wants to be a dagger. But then that image is passed through, and now you can see sort of like you're seeing through someone else's eyes that your companions are under attack. So you can make a will save into the tower to see if you can break out of this and go to their aid. All right. But you can't, if you've ever sort of woke up in the night and realized you're not breathing, like with apnea, that's what you feel like now. Cause you should do something. You just can't bring yourself to. So, but you do hear a voice in your head saying, "Oh, we could kill them all." And it's like a deep voice. It doesn't sound like any voice you've ever heard before. And that brings us to Casimir.
All right. I'll try to trip the ghoul in front of me.
Okay.
I'll be, it's a touch attack, and I'll be doing fighting defensively and, combat expertise.
Okay.
So 6, that's a miss, probably.
Right. Yeah. So you miss with your trip attack. And you're using combat expertise, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. So it doesn't have an effect for that. You'll just have to raise your AC manually.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at, trying to...
You should be able to just put it in.
Well, thing is, I got to minus it eventually, too.
Yeah. You'll just have to remember. I'll trust you.
All right.
Is that your turn?
Yeah.
Right. So, none of you see what the cat does. The raven immediately flies up to a ceiling beam and just starts cawing madly at the ghouls down there. And now we come to Fenrith. So, he'll pull out his sword and, well, no, he won't. He'll pull out his holy symbol and he'll do turn undead. So let me make some rolls here. All right. Yeah. So he pulls out his holy symbol and this white light shoots from him and washes over these ones that you see. But Rohan and Casimir, it doesn't look to you like it really had an effect on the ones in front of you. But he will 5 foot here and back to Rohan.
All right. So kind of backpedaling away a little bit. I'll 5 foot step, trying to get away from its teeth being in my shoulder, and fire 2 arrows at it point blank.
Okay.
All right. 2 shots.
All right. Both hit. So let's get damage. That one kills it. So,
I'm going to put 1 arrow in each eye.
Yeah. Both of them go through and come out the other side, and that falls to the ground dead. Right. So you've killed that one. So now that one is dead. This one will do a full attack on Fenrith. So he swings his claws and bites, and the bite hits, and so does one of the claws. So he's clearly taken some damage from this guy. And then Casimir, this one will full attack you as well.
All right, 20.
All right. Did you change it on your sheet?
No.
Okay, let's...
Guess right there I could do it.
Yeah, do it. If it lets you.
Yeah, it should be. I should have a +5 dodge now.
Right, so both claws miss, and the bite misses as well. So yeah, with your combat expertise, your defenses are too much for it to get through. So it's swinging wildly, but only connecting with your weapon. Then, this thing appears out of the corner and goes running directly for Graham. And Graham, so you see this thing tearing towards you, but make your will save into the tower to see if you can break free of these visions you're having. No, you do not.
Does this one look different from the other ghouls?
Yes, this is the ones that are more dangerous that you recognize as a ghast. So that's Graham's move. Now, Casimir, your move.
Alrighty. But it was a 14 touch.
Yeah, that would hit.
All right.
So just now we'll do what? The opposed strength?
Yeah.
And that's goal 3.
That's wrong. That should be a 25, 23.
All right, so you say that should be a 25?
23.
23?
Yeah.
Right, so you beat it by 18.
All right.
So it's prone now because you tripped it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Then I'd get an attack of opportunity on it for part of the trip. So 14.
and that's not a touch attack, right?
No, that's a standard attack.
Well, that's still hit.
Okay. And then 7 damage.
So yeah, you can tell that thing's heavily wounded. So you sweep its feet out from under it and stab it right in the stomach, and it's like screaming at you, clawing at your trident, trying to pull it out.
All right.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes.
Right. Fenrith will turn his attacks against this one that's been menacing him. Right. So he pulls his sword, slashes, but he misses. Now that will take us to Rohan. Okay. So Rohan, what you see is this bright blue flame has now completely enveloped Graham.
Okay.
That's what you can see for now. And there's that ghast that's headed right directly for him.
Okay. I'll figure that the 2 people with armor can handle themselves and try and protect Graham.
Okay.
By targeting that ghast one.
Okay.
This time I'm going to try and use the ceremonial arrows.
Like the ones you always had?
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about? The ones you had from the very beginning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do I get any modifiers for that? Plus, minus.
Well, if you remember, you were getting a -1 for damage.
Yeah.
For those. So that's... Nothing has occurred in your whole adventure that's changed those arrows at all.
Okay. Actually, in that case, I guess I'll
like
try the silver ones that...
Okay. Yeah. So, in real life, you know what that means. In the game, it's just a special arrow that showed up. So,
yeah.
But you'll get a -1 to damage with that as well.
Okay.
When you roll damage.
So those are my attacks.
One of them hit. The first shot hit.
So I'm added in the -1.
Yeah.
So it offset my +1.
Yeah. All right. 7 damage. So it's definitely wounded. You just take it right in the side as it's charging towards Graham. And then the other one that missed streaks behind it into that corner where those spider webs are. And if that's the end of your turn, go ahead and pass it on.
Yeah, that should be kind of cornered.
All right. This one will continue to attack Fenrith, who's starting to get his bearings now. So claws madly swiping. They just bounce off of his armor, but the bite, it doesn't bounce, but it doesn't seem to cause him any damage. It like sinks into the leathers. But looking at his face, it doesn't seem like it did any damage. And then this one will attack you again, Casimir.
All right.
Is he going to do it from the ground or?
Oh, right. So you're right. So this one will stand up.
All right. Attack opportunity. 10.
Right. So a miss. Now it will attack you with a bite.
Okay.
But misses. It's just your defenses are too much for it. So
I like to think with your combat expertise, you like get its jaws around the hole of your trident and you're holding it at bay.
Right, so it's not prone anymore. And okay, so now this one launches itself at Graham, and then as it goes to swipe with its claws, some force smacks it, and it's audible. It's loud enough for everybody to hear, and it knocks it back here,
Graham super
sliding across the floor. Now that blue flame that envelops him, Casimir and Fenrith remember that it protected Rohan from anything getting in and touching him, even his friends. So it's screaming bloody murder as it slides back across the floor and comes to a stop right there. Another one comes tearing out of this corner. Another ghast and goes up to engage Fenrith. Bringing us to Graham. Now, Graham, some weird things are happening here. You're seeing what's going on, and you're seeing all these images of battles you fought, and you're seeing images that you know for sure are your own, and that you know for sure are from previous heroes, and that you know for sure are not this hero. So you're getting multiple heroes here. But the ones from this hero whose corpse you're standing over, this is like the OG, right? So when he was fighting, you get the sense from his thoughts during this battle, there wasn't heroes. Like, this is where it started because of the actions of these people back then. And you hear a voice as well saying, this is an ugly form and I don't like it. Let me change. And that's that same deep voice, right? You keep getting the image of your spear wanting to fold down in upon itself and become a dagger. Now roll a will save into the tower to see if you can break out of this. That's wild. That's really wild. I mean, every one of your rolls has been 1s and 2s.
My will is double cursed.
Or maybe you're just supposed to let this play out.
Casimir.
I will attack, the ghoul in front of me.
Okay. That's a hit. And you've killed it. So you just stab it right through the eyes with the 2 outside forks, and the first goes right over its nose and out the other side of its head. And it just slumps and slowly falls off of the barbed ends of your trident there. Falls to the ground.
And then move. And that's my turn.
All right. Okay, let you move. All right. Okay, so Fenrith. Now he is going to wish that he hadn't missed this session so that his character could be run properly. All right, so he swings that ghoul again, but misses. And now Rohan, your move.
So that one, that's gas number 1 is the one that I hit before, right?
Yeah. Now, where did it go?
It's the one attacking Fenrith.
Oh, weird. Okay, so actually what that looks like is this is where it ended up and prone because it got knocked by Graham's. So what I meant to do was bring out another ghast, and here that one is in front of Fenrith there.
Okay. I can't remember what's the penalty for prone, attacking a prone.
They get a +4 to AC against
ranged.
ranged attacks.
I guess I'll take a shot at the one attacking Fenrith.
The ghast or the ghoul?
The gas.
Okay.
We'll do normal arrows this time.
Okay.
Those silver ones didn't do much. Ouch. That's bad.
All right, so yeah, an automatic miss and another miss, right? So both arrows fly wide. One of them curves back around and hits your foot. 20 damage. Just kidding. All right, so is that your move?
That is my move.
Okay. So then the ghoul will again full attack on Fenrith. And
Crit not confirmed.
yeah, so it does hit with a claw. The others miss. Doing a little bit of damage. Swiping across his cheek. And this guy will stand up and give up on Graham and move over here.
No.
To you, Rohan. With a double move. And this one will let Fenrith have it. Right, so the claws hit. One claw hits, I should say. For 5 more damage. So, yeah, I mean, you can tell Fenrith has taken some wounds, but he still stands strong. Okay, Graham. Now the images are starting to slow down, and you start to feel this strength welling up in you, right? You can start to feel, for one thing, your chest starts itching like crazy. And yours still is, by the way. I forgot to remind you of it, or you already would have looked to find out why, but we'll deal with that if you survive. Your chest starts itching, and you hear this voice now, clearly another consciousness saying, let me change. Let me be this form. It shows you this really wicked looking dagger. And I'll show you a picture of it sometime. Just imagine the most wicked looking dagger, right? And it's clearly a male voice insofar as it would be one or the other. And it says, this is disgraceful for me to, and then it shows the image of your long spear. It shows what it wants to be. Now, do another roll into another will save into the tower. There we go. There we go. Okay. Now, Casimir.
All right. I'll try to trip the ghoul I'm targeting.
Okay.
8 touch.
That is a miss.
All right.
Fenrith. Now, he's going to continue to face down this ghoul because it's taken some damage. No, wait, no, it hasn't. So he'll turn to the more dangerous threat, which is that ghast. And he misses. Seems to roll better when he's here. Okay. Rohan, your move.
I'm going to step away from the evil thing that's trying to eat me. And as I step away, I will turn and fire at it.
Okay.
And once again, fire 2 shots.
Okay.
Using my rapid shot.
Nice. 2 hits.
All right. There's 1. There's 2.
Okay. Yeah, so this thing is like close to dead. You can tell now. It's moving slow. Blood and ichors leaking from it everywhere.
As long as it's moving, it's still dangerous, though. Was that phrase from Princess Mononoke?
All right, so this thing again gets its claw right into Fenrith's neck, slashing across there, drawing blood. This thing, with its last dying breath, will come attack you again, Rohan.
Yep.
Full attack. Okay, so we got hits with the bite, hits with the claw.
Critical hit with the one of them.
All right, so first claw misses. The bite is a critical, and the second claw hits. There's bite damage.
Was that the critical?
I hope so.
It was 16.
Yeah, there it was. Yeah. There's the bite damage, and then the one claw for 3 more damage. Now, give me a fortitude save. Give me 2 fortitude saves, please. 2 separate fortitude saves.
In the tower, or?
No, you can go ahead and put it in the chat.
All right. There's 1.
Okay, that's a success.
And there's the other one.
That's a success. All right, so as it gets up into your personal space.
I like these dice better.
Yeah. Oh, did you change the color?
No, but
Okay.
they've been rolling better for me than anything I've rolled before.
Right. Well, anyway, as it gets up in your personal space, the stench is so overpowering, but you have the fortitude to
I'm a ranger. I'm used to
soldier on.
creatures and hunting.
That reminds me, I just listened to the part where you make some roll, I can't remember what it was, and then you just hear this smack of a dice hitting the wall or something, or the floor. In the Wheel of Time, you chucked your...
Was it the time I threw my dice away?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. There was one where after like 9 1s and 2s in a row, I just finally...
Fenrith gets hit yet again with another claw from the ghast. And, okay, and then that's it. Now, light blooms throughout the entire room as this blue fire shoots off of Graham and envelops all the remaining ghouls and ghasts in the room and completely incinerates them. And that takes a matter of 6 seconds. And then as suddenly as it had begun, it's gone. And Graham has collapsed to the floor now, unconscious. And now, once again, the only light comes from his ever-burning torch and Fenrith's light spell. Right, so what do you do? So, Rohan, Fenrith will come over to you. He's noticed that you've taken some damage.
That I have.
I'll head on over to Graham.
Okay.
Yeah. As Fenrith is casting his healing on me, I'll ask him, is that what it looked like when I had my moment?
Oh, it sure did. Rohan? Oh, it sure did.
Is this how Graham pictures like Fenrith talking? So like I got like a real snooty voice and
I'll have to make up voices for everybody. I hadn't thought about it till just now for Fenrith.
So you'll regain 14 hit points. Rohan, you can put that in yourself. Now remember, it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. And then.
Yeah, I'm just slightly wounded now.
The power of the elements have healed you. Be free of your wounds, Rohan.
Can you narrate for him all the time now?
Sure.
And then you see him do the same to himself. And Casimir Graham is laying in an odd angle there, like he fell back on top of his leg or whatever.
ragdoll.
Yeah, all ragdoll. But he's breathing, and he doesn't have any visible wounds.
All right.
Now, you do notice that his armor has taken on a different look.
Well, we wear the same armor, so I will take his armor.
It's not the same anymore. Now it's there's still a lot of leather components, but it's chainmail.
Okay, I'll
over his torso is a chainmail shirt, but like the finest links you can imagine.
All right,
and it's black.
Yeah, I'll pick him up. What do you guys think we should do? I'll ask Rohan and Fenrith.
Oh, Casimir, that's up to you.
I'm not really here right now.
Well, Fenrith, he says that when it happened to Ron, he was out for a while.
Secure the room, then.
Yeah, we've got one door that's locked, and I think we can bar the other door.
All right.
Okay, let's see what we'll have you do. Now, do any of you have disabled device?
No.
All right. Can't use it untrained. So just describe to me how you want to bar these doors here. You got 3 doors.
Well, maybe barring the doors isn't what we should go for, just something in front of them to make noise.
Yeah.
So a bunch of that clutter might work.
You got a large bookcase right there and a lot of barrels and sacks and then those big benches.
Yeah, let's see if we can move any of these without it just crumbling to dust on us and then just essentially make a noise, an alarm.
Sounds good.
Yeah, no problem there. The wood is still fine for the benches and the bookshelf. Now, all the barrels are crumbly and not very much use, but you can move the benches and get them in the way of the doors there. So, yeah, that's sorted out in short order. And what did you want to do with Graham? Fenrith goes over and looks him over, but he says the same thing. There's no visible wounds. When this happened to Rohan, it just took some time. But, hey, check out his armor. That's different.
Well, I don't see any wounds on him. Wow, look at that armor.
If you remember from our first episode, he would just, say you're dead.
Yeah.
He's probably dead.
Yeah.
Well, we got a couple corners I guess we could set up in. We could go with the one that Graham went to investigate.
Yeah, let's clear out some of these cobwebs. See if we can lie him down. Pretty sure we've got some bedrolls and stuff in the...
Is that going to be a chain shirt?
Yes. Okay. So I'll just tell you, it is a +1 mithril chain shirt.
Ooh, mithril. It's the only thing I'm afraid of.
And let's see. Yeah, +1 mithril chain shirt for now.
I got spooked by chainmail. My evasion doesn't work with medium armor.
Your vision?
My evasion.
Oh, evasion.
Yeah.
Yeah, the mithril will take care of that, though. Right? It makes it one category. Oh, you got the chain shirt. That's light, right?
Yeah. Oh, does mithril? Make it one. I'll take the mithril chainmail if it turns it into a light. Are we negotiating?
Hang on. I think I did that wrong. Let me... Right, so in short order, you guys get, the door's blocked and you clear out some space in in that corner down there. And then you just are going to wait it out. And that's when you have more time to start focus on some of the things that have sort of flashed through your head, because it's been pretty hectic the last couple of days. So that's the time, Ron, where you're like, why does my chest itch so much? Right.
Okay. Yeah, I'll scratch and then take my amulet out from where it was resting against my chest and take a look at it. And...
Quaid.
Yeah. Yeah, you see a little mutated baby face sticking out of your chest.
Start the reactor.
Give these people air. Right. So as you pull, you pull your armor aside and you unlace your tunic a bit, then you see that across your entire chest is a tattoo of your sigil. And it just sort of appeared there. And tattoo is not really the best word because it's indented, right? So, if you feel a tattoo, you can't really feel that. This is actually on the outer edges indented into your skin a bit. So it's rough to feel.
Almost like a branding.
Like a brand. Exactly like a brand. Yeah. And you can't place when it happened. I mean, there's no time where you would think, oh, it happened at that time, except for when you were out. That's the only time it could have happened, with you being completely unaware of it.
I'll kind of poke out a little bit, see if it hurts or...
No, it's just itchy at this point.
Perhaps you had a drunk night with Rafe? Was that? Can't remember now.
No, then I just had my ears pierced.
Okay, I did do this wrong.
If Graham was awake, I'd blame him. Accuse him of doing something to me in my sleep.
Graham, what is your dexterity?
Currently, or?
Yeah.
What he wants it to be.
What is it at its best?
At its best, it's 16.
You got a 16? Yes, so it is chain mail, not a chain shirt. It's mithril chain mail.
Okay.
And I think I got away without ever telling you what your armor had changed to, Rohan.
Yes.
And yours was the mithril chain shirt. So if you look in the Dungeon Master's Guide, in the back under the section for mithril, it'll explain what that does. One thing it does is it makes it one category lighter for purposes of movement and things like that. And it increases the max dex bonus, I believe.
Yeah, takes that up to 6.
What page is that on, Justin?
I don't know. I'm just looking at it in
library.
In the library.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I forgot about that.
And it's just a plain mithril shirt?
A mithril chain shirt. +1. It's magical.
Okay.
Okay, so, but yours is like a dark green color, and his is just black. So, mithril weighs half as much as the same item made from other metals, so change the weight on it. Yeah, so mithril armors are one category lighter than normal for purposes of movement and other limitations. Heavy are treated as medium, medium are treated as light, but light are still light. Spell failure chance are decreased by 10%. Max dex bonus is increased by 2, not 1, 2. And the armor check penalties are lessened by 3. So make sure you write that down too. All right, so we're going to do a watch or something?
Yeah, standard watch.
Yeah, or we could just each take so many hours of those who are awake, I guess.
Yeah. We haven't been up too long, have we, since...
No, it really hasn't been that long.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for the first while, I guess we really wouldn't need to set a watch. We would just be awake.
Okay. Fenrith has pulled out the book that you guys had found in that dwarf's room, and he's been reading it. So that's what he'll be doing. And then Casimir, after a couple hours, you start to feel your legs start shaking, like you get when you're really impatient. And you really feel like you ought to get on with it. And there's probably something really important through the next door, and something important's happened for Rowan and Graham now. So it's just time's just wasting, daylight's burning, but you're not feeling any sort of compulsion. That's just some thoughts that are going through your head.
Okay. Yeah, I guess I'll kind of grumble. Like we should be pushing forward. We've been wasting too much time.
Yeah. So you now that you've had time to inspect, you realize that your armor, it's got like a dark green coloring to it, and it's really fine chain, whereas you just used to have leathers, right?
Yeah.
So that's what's different there, and it does have a little bit of a glow when you look hard enough at it. Although you've noticed that you can make it not glow if you want. Now Graham's is glowing because he's not awake to make it not glow. So Graham, you start dreaming, and you basically, the dream is your brain going through the process of taking all those snapshots that ran through it and categorizing them and file them where they belong, right? And that's the basic image you get. Most of these images are from that first hero, the one whose corpse you're laying next to now. And you can see in his fights, he used a multitude of weapons, but the one he used the most was that really vicious-looking red and black dagger. And you sort of have a conversation with your spear in your dream. And, it seems crazy to you for your spear to be talking to you, but it tells you that it much prefers to be in that form of that dagger. So a few hours go by and you don't hear any sounds at either of the doors. And then finally Graham wakes up. What do you do?
About time.
What do I remember?
You remember all of it. Chest is itching like crazy too. And you notice your armor's changed.
I'll take that all in. I'll look at everybody around me and I'll say, we don't got to worry anymore, guys. I'll just do the blue thing every time. Let's go.
Sounds good.
You hear the word fool, like a derisive snort.
I'll look over my shoulder.
Yeah, you don't see anybody.
Narrow my eyes at Casimir.
Oh, yeah, I said it.
He may not have said it, but he was thinking it.
I'll offer you my hand to help you up.
Okay, I'll take it.
Still side-eyeing me.
Maybe it was Fenrith. Couldn't have been Rohan, could
It's
it?
been acting weird.
I'm going to be looking suspiciously at you. And as you get up, I say, did you do this to me? I'm going to point at the tattoo thing on my chest. While I was unconscious.
No. I sound disappointed. I could not have done that to you. Oh, Graham. Good to have you up and about. Do you need any healing? I thought you were dead for sure.
Right. Well, he does ask how you're doing. Do you need any healing?
No, I'm all right, Fenrith. Glad to hear it, Graham.
Okay.
You're not drinking enough potions. That's your main problem.
You're right. Can I have one out of the bag of holding?
Of course. Take them all.
Thanks. On that note, actually, I have to start ditching stuff out of my inventory here.
Why?
Because I think I have the same problem. Oh, wait. Does +1 drop the weight at all, the magic part?
I don't think it does.
Oh, the mithril does. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got that part, but it was 40 pounds originally.
You could ride on my shoulders.
Well, hold on, let me take a look here. It might work with a load. Okay. I think it'll work. I'm not a very good tumbler anyways, so should be good on that front. But I will very forlornly ditch the goblin skull from my backpack. I'll put it in a place where I can remember it, so when we come back through here, I can grab it again.
Okay. Where? Where on the map?
I'll put it on the bookshelf.
All right. That bookshelf is now in front of the 2 doors. So when you come back through, you're going to have to move it. So that'd be a good place for it. If you come back.
What else can I get rid of? I'll look at my silk rope for a little while. No, I can't part with that.
Well, there's room in the bag of holding, Fenrith says. Just not for your stupid skull.
He wants the silk ropes.
Oh, I'll hold your rope, Grim. No, you won't. Let's keep going. Oh, stupid torch. I'll cast a regular torch to the ground.
Fenrith picks it up and puts it into the bag of holding.
Side-eyeing you.
Gotta keep that.
Well, should we be on our way? Do you feel strong, Graham?
Yeah, I feel great.
Okay. Well, how about the rest of you?
Yes, I feel that we should be pushing forward.
Okay. Lead the way, Graham.
Well, we have a couple choices again. We have no choice in the matter. We are going to the north door.
There we go.
I will check the door for traps.
Okay. Roll into the tower.
Uh-oh. Tower roll.
All right. So this door is ornately carved with images of powerful dwarves wielding mighty weapons in a battle against orcs. And it's got a large round handle. And as you're looking around it, you don't see any traps. But it is locked.
Did you want to see how to do this again, Rohan?
Yes, I would.
All right. This one should be easier than the last one. All we got to do is this going into the tower?
No, go ahead and roll it in the chat. And you could take a 20 if you want, but
I'll cover it up and take a 20.
okay.
Yeah, the art of lockpicking takes time.
What is it when you take a 20?
26.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll say that takes 20, what did we say, 20 rounds?
Yeah, I think the rule of thumb is times 20, whatever the base time is.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple minutes. He's there. Oh, his bobby pin breaks. He's got to pull another one out.
What?
And then another and another. And then he's right where he needs to be. And he knows he is. And it breaks again and again and again.
Who put this thieves' tools bag together?
I think our game master is having Fallout flashbacks.
Yeah. But finally, you hear a click. And the door opens outward.
All right, I'll perform the standard operation.
All right.
Can I macro it? Listen, spot. Wait, shield light, listen, reveal light, spot.
You see a hallway. Bare stone floor, bare stone walls, 15 feet for another stone door.
All right, I'll step into the room. Once again, almost forgetting to check the floor at my feet. I will search it for traps.
Okay.
And the rest of the hall.
Yeah, go ahead. All right. You find a trap right in this. This is a 15-foot hallway. Do you see it on the map?
No.
Let me share it to you. Okay, so right behind you, where I put you, so this square here that you're on, there's a pit trap there.
Hold on, I still don't.
So that one right in the middle.
Throne room map? Okay. So, all right, the one right in the middle?
Yep.
Oh.
There's a pit trap there.
Elements, another pit trap. I hate these things.
Does Graham actually recognize it as a pit trap or just faulty construction?
So we'll say that with disable
Probably the
device, you could make it so that it would bear weight without falling. Or you could go get some planks from the benches and bridge it like you've done in the past. I don't care what you do.
Just make it so.
Well, guys, I might be able to stop the trap from working. I gotta admit, though, I don't have a lot of confidence about that.
Well, it worked out well for us to have the other traps
Open?
slowing things down as the ghouls were trying to get to us.
Rohan makes a valid point. I say we just try to jump it or bridge it.
Oh, is this what... We didn't need a test to hop over this one
No,
last
it's
time?
5 feet. I'm not going to make you do a test.
Okay, yeah, we can just leave it up.
Yeah.
I got a thing. And I'll reach into my backpack, and when we hop across, I'll chalk some big marker so they'll know it's there. Never mind. You guys might want to stop me. But it's to remind me that there was a trap here when I came
Trap
back.
here.
Right. That's what I'll start writing.
We've mostly been fighting brainless creatures. I think you're good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so you hop over that. Now you're in front of this massive stone door.
I'll examine it.
We'll say you've already done your checking for traps. And so what you see on this is it's an odd design where it's not locked. It's held shut by its sheer weight. So all it would take would be the proper application of strength to push it open.
Power out.
Casimir, I think I might need help getting this one open.
All right.
It's heavy.
I guess I'll aid Graham, or are you aiding me?
Okay, put you guys in the same square there. Can you see it, Casimir?
Yeah, I can see.
Okay.
Well, I am pushing on it actively at the moment.
All right, there's my strength.
How did I do?
Right. So you both pushing together. It's a double door, and you push. Which side do you want to push in? Left or right?
I'll push the right side.
You push open the right side. Now you're both working together, pushing on it. But Graham, you know you didn't.
That's because I did the left door.
You know you didn't help.
He's pushing up against the actual hinges.
Yeah. He's pulling.
I got my crowbar in there. I'm like doing it the wrong way.
This door doesn't seem to want to slide.
Do I have a crowbar?
You should.
I might have ditched it though. It's like I had a bedroll. The game master even magicked it into my inventory, and I ditched it anyways.
All right. Okay, so here you see. Now you can all see, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. So that door swings in. It's this massive stone door. It's like 10 feet tall. And it swings in, and you step into this room. It's got the mother of pearl floor, right? And there are, of course, skeletons lying everywhere. There's one thing that Rohan, you notice looking in there is a dire bear skin rug over on the left side of the room, and that's intriguing to you because it's an animal that you've read about in your studies that doesn't exist on the island that anybody's aware of anyway.
Okay.
Off to the right is a raised metal platform, and then atop that, all alone, is a massive, wide golden throne. To either side of that platform are those same dwarven statues that you guys had encountered in the very beginning of this complex before you were teleported in. And the same statues flank the massive double doors on the wall on the western wall of the room.
Didn't we see a giant throne room like this in one of our flashes? Was it when we picked up the book?
I think you told us about it, didn't you?
You guys all saw the same flashes when the book was picked up by Graham.
I thought it was in the book when it went through all four of us that there was a giant throne and someone fighting in front of it.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I'll call dibs and run out and sit on the throne.
All right. Flash. A tall elf stands alone before a throne. Orcs pour into the room and charge mindlessly, hate clear on their faces. He casts a net before him, small at first. It grows as it sails above the front ranks, flashes a bright yellow, and settles over the orcs below. Small hooks bite into flesh and lightning courses through them. Some of them simply pop. The rest charge on heedlessly as the net disappears. They join him in melee, and he strikes out with his trident. Every strike brings a cacophonous explosion, but on they come. And soon they swarm over him, and he falls. That's the vision that you had, and this is the room that you had that vision in. Now, Casimir, you can see right as you step in, you just look right where you need to look. Right in front of the throne, you see a foot bone sticking out from underneath the throne.
All right.
Right. So this thing is massive, and it's raised so that, it's about a foot off of that metal floor.
Well, I guess I'll say to my companions, it seems like it's my turn now. And brace yourselves. Each time one of these visions occur, enemies seem to flood in.
Right. So, Rohan and Graham, move yourselves into the room about where you'd go as you're stepping in to make room for your companions. And Casimir, you'd be heading over towards that throne.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I'd be following Graham. But with all of these skeletons, I'd probably be wanting to smash them with the...
Now,
start doing
everybody give me a spot and listen in the tower.
Oh, shit, it disappeared. There we go. Can I move the placement of that thing?
Which thing?
The tower.
I don't think so.
Here, let me see if I can fix that for you.
Wait, unlock position?
Yeah, you should right-click and you can unlock it.
Yeah.
All right. There we go.
What is it?
Nothing. There's a whisper to the GM function.
Oh, yeah. What are you going to tell him?
I just whispered something for his ears alone.
You got to be double secret. You got to whisper it in a language that the GM can't understand.
All right, yeah, so you guys all walk in.
I think I did in Elvish.
Casimir says, looks like it's my turn, and he starts walking with a purpose. And what do the rest of you want to do? Fenrith says, we ought to get this door shut.
Oh.
And he goes over and starts trying to push that door closed.
I'm going to start popping skeleton skulls.
Okay. Graham, will you help me?
You want me to jam up the door again?
Well, just help me push it closed. It's heavy.
Oh, yeah, I'll help you. I'll go help him.
All right. Do a strength check.
You need a new set of dice.
What does that mean? Just change their color?
Yeah.
Yeah, so, Rowan, you're popping these skulls, and you can hear grunts from Fenrith and Graham. It's not even moving, this door, at all, right? So, like Fenrith, he's like, are you pushing from the wrong side? Which obviously Graham's not, but they're getting frustrated about it.
After I clear out most
Casimir,
of them.
you moving up to, go ahead and move up to where you would go.
Let's see. Was this the foot I'm looking for, or is it somewhere up in here?
It's not on the map. It's right in front of in the hex in front of the throne.
All right. So like
right there. Yeah. Okay. So Rowan, what do you do?
After I cleared out most of the skulls or most of the skeletons near the throne, then I'll go over to help.
All right. So try it again. Strength checks. All right. Good enough. All right. So, Rohan, you feel like you're doing most of the work, but you finally get it shut. And then you notice there are brackets on either side of it for a bar.
Oh.
You don't see anything that would bridge that in this room, except that those statues are holding real weapons, and they're all holding swords, and one of those might do it.
Okay, we'll try that. It's better than taking Casimir's trident.
Okay.
Well, he's going to be out anyway.
Yeah, true.
All right. So you do that. And then you go back to your popping skulls. I'm just going to come over here and check this out, this door. And Graham, you get that shut, and then Rohan puts that sword there, and you're standing there, and you realize that you're holding your short spear, you're twirling it a bit, right? And then you notice that it's changing right in your hand, right? It's getting smaller. There's a mental aspect of it because you can feel it in your head, right? So I'll leave it to you if you want to resist that change or not.
No, I'm kind of curious. In fact, I'll call Rohan over to check it out. Rohan, something's happening.
All right. Yeah. Well, then you hear "thank you," like not the way I said it, like a legitimately appreciative "thank you." And then in your hand, you're holding this. Think of like the ultimate mall ninja dagger, but functional and effective, right? And it's red and black, and on the handle there are 3 tiny gems on the inside of the handle, right? And right now they look colorless. So this dagger has sort of a curve to it. It's definitely a stabbing dagger, but I mean you could cut too if you needed to. So then after it's done, then the dagger says, "I am Bloodtooth. Well met. Long have I served your progenitor." So that's a +1. That is a +1 dagger, and the other special aspects of it you'll figure out in time.
Sorry, what was the name again?
Bloodtooth. Yeah, so Casimir, you get up there on that dais. Now that's a 5-foot step to get up onto that. It's 5 foot above the floor.
Okay.
And then you walk up to that throne, which is massive, right? Obviously way too big even for a dwarf. So it looks to you to be made almost entirely out of gold, although it does have the remnants of some cushions on the seat. And you see a foot sticking out from underneath of it, but also on the other side of it, a head, a skull,
okay.
Right? As if it had been shoved under there before or after death, right?
All right. So, like, on that side?
Yeah, that's where the skull is.
Yeah. I'll walk up to the skull and put my hand on it, or go to anyway.
Yeah, so as soon as you bend down to do that, this blue flame shoots out and slams into you. So roll a will save into the tower. Okay, so you don't fall. You're standing upright, and this flame is engulfing you. It doesn't burn, right? And images begin to flash through your mind. A lot of images, a lot of violent images. Now, you know from Rohan and Graham, whatever bits they muttered about or might have shared, that battles were a big part, but yours are like, it seems to you to be pretty extreme, the violence that this hero was subject to and subjected others to, right? So he wielded a trident and a net just like you do, and as the images are flashing through your head, you get some from the heroes that bridged him and you. And you find an interesting thing of note is that he used to be the like avatar of the hero of the sea, not the stone. But at some point after his death, something happened in the stories. Anyway, it doesn't matter to him.
Yeah.
Right, in his consciousness. But it explains why the hero of the stone's weapon is a trident, which would normally be something you'd expect a seaborn warrior to wield. Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, he always wielded that, and this was the point of his last stand. You get the image that not far from here is the ritual room where the ancient cleric of the flame was that you saw in your vision. It's not far from here. This hero, that you're descended from was that cleric's last line of defense right here in this room. So those images are all flashing through your mind. You're not in pain, but you're not in control of yourself. You're not able to do anything else, although you can register what your companions are doing in the room right now. So this is going on. Rohan, where you're standing, you hear a noise behind you. So I'm going to turn the facing of your character. You hear a noise coming from this direction. Now it's a bare wall, but your elf eyes see a seam there in the wall.
Okay.
And Fenrith, at that point when you hear that noise, Fenrith says, I think I hear something over here. And Graham, in your mind, a voice that's not your dagger, but a voice you remember nonetheless. It's more like a feeling, orders you to unbar that door.
Can I resist it?
You can make an attempt to resist it.
Do you want that in
But you immediately recognize the feeling. Yeah.
the tower?
Yes, sir. That way I can lie.
At least he's honest about it.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's like unbar the door and you go over and you grab that sword and you're like, wait a minute. And then you hear your dagger saying, whoa, what are you doing? And you stop right then and there. You feel that presence flee from your mind. But you do know that means that he's not dead, whatever it was. So, Rohan, you turn to look at that, and that wall bursts outward, showering you with, pebbles and rocks and bricks or whatever. And more of your favorite foes pour forth. Actually, it's one that looks a little bit different. That's what it looks like.
I don't like that thing. Ghosty shade looking.
So, it looks on the map like it's in your square, but it's not. It's just having conflicts there. But that pours out. Or it sort of floats out. So, let me get you a good description of this thing. And all of you, even you, Casimir, roll initiative. All right. So, in my ancient age, I don't remember if you guys faced one of these in here yet, but let me get you the description. All right, so it resembles an orc corpse like you've seen before, like the ghouls. But it has like wild, burning eyes that you can just read the hatred in. Leathery, desiccated flesh drawn tight across its bones, and sharp, jagged, needle-like teeth. Yeah, you guys have faced. This is a white. You've recognized it. You've faced one of these before. So that's what comes pouring out, along with some more ghouls and ghasts. Now, you will get, if you choose to take it, an attack of opportunity against either the ghast or ghoul 1. But you'd provoke if you used your bow to do it.
Well,
unless you got the feat.
I've still got the mason in my right hand, my bow in my left.
Oh, you've got the mace from popping the skulls. That's right.
The skulls. Okay. So I'll take a swing at the ghast as it goes past me.
Okay.
All right, so that's my attack of opportunity.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, I didn't target it.
Well, it's okay. I'll do it. The ghast, you said?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a hit. Roll damage. Yeah, good. 4 damage. You get a solid blow on its shoulder as it's running by you. Now, you could tell on looking at it that it wasn't focused on you, but it is now.
Fenris absence, I am the tank.
All right. So, Rohan, roll a fortitude save as the stench reaches your nostrils. Okay? Yeah, so it's disgusting, but you're like, well, I've cleaned animals. Could be worse.
I've slept next to Graham.
Yeah.
No way, Graham's like super clean.
Yeah. Sorry, that was a cheap shot.
You're probably talking about me, Rohan.
Actually, he's probably talking about himself.
Yeah.
Based
Probably
on
am.
his descriptions.
You just think everybody around you smells bad, but it's really you.
It's probably closer to what it is.
I think there's an old-timey wise saying about that. If everybody around you stinks, you're the one who stinks.
Yeah. I think even in my descriptions, I say that I'm not the most cleanly person. I'm often found covered in mud and sticks and stuff in my hair.
Sorry. Hate to do this because it ruins immersion, but that's not the white is not what I meant for you to be fighting. It was another ghast, so let me take that off of there.
I'm very thankful for that.
Okay. Now, Rohan, your move.
5 foot back. Drop the mace as I take that step back. And I'll fire 2 arrows at the ghast one that I'd already hit.
Okay.
Nice.
Now, he does threaten you. Do you have the feat, what's it called, for being able to fire in point blank range without getting a...
Yeah, it's point blank shot.
Okay. All right. So, yeah, 2 shots. One is an obscene hit at 31 and the other at 20. So both hit.
Okay.
So you just slink 2 arrows right into his
Well, apparently
chest and stomach.
panic mode.
Nice damage. It is heavily wounded, as you can see. Ichor leaks from its wounds. A little less vitality in its screams. Graham, so you see all this, and your dagger says, "Curses. I hate fighting undead.
Me too.
Do you
Put
wanna
me to
be
work."
friends?
Do I hear him talking to himself behind
Yeah, I
me?
mean, there's so much screaming from these ghouls and ghast that, no, you don't really hear.
Okay.
But yeah, Graham, he says, "Put me to work."
All right, so I'll run up like so to flank.
Okay.
I don't know why it won't pop me up there. That particular ghoul.
All right. Let me...
I was I wanted your opinion on this. I was wondering if I could fight defensively and with an aid another attack.
You want to fight defensively and what?
And aid another attack option where you can give a +2 to an ally's next attack or a +2 to their AC.
Right. So how would that work?
Well, fighting defensively means all your attacks have a -4, and then you get a +2 boost to your AC, and then you sack an attack to aid another, and you roll against an AC 10, and if you succeed, then your friendly gets the +2 either to their AC or their attack roll. I presume it's against just the target that you're distracting.
Okay. So, and do you wonder if I would allow that? Is there a reason why I wouldn't?
I just don't know
Too
if-
many actions?
Because it's not technically an attack.
What's not an attack?
Your aid, right?
Right. Okay. Let's.
Well, no, it is an attack, I think.
Well, then it would fall under fighting defensively, right?
I don't know.
All right. Well, let's just take a look. So you're going to fight defensively.
Miscellaneous actions. Sometimes this thing is laid out sort of odd. Okay. No, it's just the standard action, so I guess it wouldn't qualify then under fighting defensively.
Now, what does fight defensively allow?
Well, it just means all the attacks you make that round have a -4 to them, but you get a +2, or it's just the one attack. I think they're both standard actions. Let me look.
Now, you can choose to fight defensively when attacking. If you do so, you take a -4 penalty on all attacks in a round and gain a +2 to dodge. So when attacking, so then the crux is that aid another considered an attack action?
Yeah, but it lists it as a standard action.
Okay.
It listed as a special attack, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, what page is it on special attacks?
154, it's the very first special attack there. It says it's a standard action, but...
Special attacks.
Yeah, that's where it gets sort of confusing because you do make a melee attack, but it's technically a standard action. But I think these sorts of attacks are the kinds of things you do
Yeah, isn't that like me just not full round attacking, basically?
I'm not sure.
But
all of these you can usually slot into an attack of opportunity, though, right? Like trips and feints and what have you.
Yeah, like trip I can do as part of a full round attack action, so I could do 3 trips or 4 trips. But
because it says standard action, you couldn't do like 3 aids if you had 3 attacks, right?
that's true, but if I move an attack, isn't it essentially falling into a standard attack action?
I don't know. Because I've been reading up on it this whole time, trying to get a clear understanding. So,
yeah. Well, yes, I'll say you can do it because you're making an attack roll against AC 10. You can do that defensively. You'll just get the -4.
Okay, and then I get +2 for flanking. So I just added a -2 to my upcoming attack roll.
Yeah. So describe the action.
All right, so I'm like trying to defend myself, so I'm sort of hesitantly like jabbing in there with my dagger, and the reach of it's kind of messing me up, even though it's technically the same.
Yeah,
So I'm like trying to be careful.
Yeah,
and just distract them.
Right.
So,
yeah, waving your arms and stuff. Okay. So did you make your attack roll?
Let me roll it here for you.
Against an AC 10?
Oh, yeah, I did.
Okay.
And I'll give Rohan +2 as AC from that one.
+2 AC?
Okay. I'll add that to my AC for now.
Okay. All right.
So until the end
there
of the
you go.
round.
Get one of those chips. You just earned an inspiration, or you've earned a luck of the hero.
Yeah.
Is that your turn?
Wait, I'm not giving this to the game master. Yeah. Let me click the arrow. Sorry.
I got it. That's all right. All right. Distracted effectively, it will turn to attack you, Graham.
Hold on one moment. Let me update my AC. Okay. Good to go.
All right. So it'll turn and bite at you. And misses. With a 19.
Would have hit me if I hadn't done that.
Yeah. Right.
I learned it from Fenris.
set your dodge.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, he can't do that unless one of us tells him to.
Yeah. Well, now I can do it, but I can't remember if we can use free actions out of sequence. Because Shadowrun confuses me sometimes. It has to be on your turn.
No, you can use free. Well, you can say stuff. Never mind. Yeah, it does. But if you want to, go ahead and do it.
Well, I would rather actually turn on my haste boots.
Well, that I won't allow.
What?
Yeah, go ahead. You can do that. All right, this one goes over and launches itself at Fenrith, who this time is more prepared and successfully defends himself. Rohan, this one will come down, and it will attack you. It will bite at your arm, and it does hit.
Wow.
I tried, Rohan.
That had to be close to its max.
For 10 damage.
Without it being a critical. Wow.
Which is almost max damage. One less. And one less on the roll, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it comes and bites you right in your trapezius. Sinks its fangs into you. Give me a fortitude save.
I was already getting ready for that.
Okay, you're good there.
Yeah.
Now,
that amulet is really saving my butt.
Let's see. That's against Graham. You also owe me a fortitude save.
Can you handle the stench?
I don't think so. Maybe I can.
You've been spending too much time near me.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you're good there. And yes, this one will step forward and attack. No, never mind. This one, with a scream of rage, will move on to provoke an attack of opportunity from Graham.
First roll. Sorry, I forgot I only need to one click my hotbar.
Oh yeah. Okay. So what? A hit. Roll your damage. Okay. And this one runs over here and climbs up onto this platform. Well, it doesn't quite have the movement for it. It runs over here. And now we're on to Casimir. So you see all this battle taking place, and you have all these images flashing through your head, and you know you're learning important things, but you see that your companions are in trouble. So have a will save in the tower to see if you can break free of the vision. Age of time. Right, so you're not able to, right? You think, I need to help them, but it seems a little less important than it ought to. You know,
Yeah.
You got some important information you're learning here. Now, the raven, you notice, is perched on the top of that throne.
Sounds better.
Right next to the cat. You didn't see when he moved over there, but there he is. And now we're to Fenrith, who will fight this ghoul with all he has. And he does a nice hit. Does 7 damage to that ghoul, heavily wounding it, slicing almost its arm off. And then that brings us to Rohan.
Okay. I'm going to 5 foot back and away from the gas and fire 2 more arrows at it.
Okay. It gassed 1.
Yep.
Okay. Both hit.
Was one a critical?
Yeah, but it's a ghast, so
Okay.
you can't critical. But it would have been.
All right, so 2. Let's see. That should not.
That's weird what happened there.
That
Critical.
It counted as a critical, even though it shouldn't be.
All right, so what would it have been without the critical damage?
It would have been. Let's see if we had the.
It's the green ones, right?
You did 11 with the critical green one, so we'll just cut that in half and I'll give him some hit points back.
Sorry.
Last one.
It's the lowest, too. That's what I meant.
We'll give it. Okay. Is that your turn?
Yep, that would be my turn.
All right. Move it on down.
Moving it on down.
Okay, Graham. So that one ran by you, and did you do any damage to it?
That's the thing. I was targeting Ghoul 1, so you gotta subtract or transfer it.
Okay. All right. So how much damage did you do to Ghoul 1?
3.
Okay. So we'll take that off, and we'll put gas 2, 3 on him. All right. What do you do?
So I'll take a step down to that Ghoul and full attack. So I'd make 2 attacks with my haste in there.
Okay. So you go and attack, right? You do 2 attacks.
Yeah.
So you go to do 2 attacks, but before you know it, you've done 3. So do another attack. So one of them hit. So roll your damage. Okay. Yeah. So you're just, and
Wow, I'm getting faster.
you miss maybe from stabbing too fast, but one of them hits and sticks into him.
I gotta slow down.
Because it's a dagger of speed. And we'll move it down. So that one will retaliate against you with a bite. But it misses. And this one will attack Fenrith. And also misses. So Fenrith's fending it off with his sword and shield. This one will come down here and attack you again, Rohan.
Okay. Oh, wait.
Well, missed anyway.
Okay. Yeah, I've got to put mine back after removing that modifier.
Yeah, this one leaps atop Casimir and then gets flung all the way up against this wall by a, force effect and is prone.
Huh.
It's clearly heavily wounded by that. Okay, Casimir. So you sort of see that thing's leaping towards you, ichor dripping from its fangs, and then it's just shot across the room, slam into the wall by Rohan.
All right. Another will save?
Yeah, roll into the tower, a will save. Okay, so you feel like you almost had it.
Okay.
But then more images flash through, you see yourself, riding this massive rock, and its wings are spread to the horizon on either side of you. That it's so massive it might not even know you're up there.
Yeah.
Right. And you're so high that you're having trouble breathing a little bit, and you're soaring over the ocean, and it's nothing but ocean in all directions as far as you can see. It's one of the greatest feelings that you ever experienced. Although only it wasn't you. You know that, but you feel how wonderful it was. Now, Fenrith will press his attack. And he does some more damage to it, slicing across its chest, bringing us to Rohan. So now you've got this one on the ground next to you. It doesn't seem like it even knows where it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of surrounded, so I'm going to try and provoke an attack of opportunity as I move across the room.
Okay.
With my first move action.
Yeah, it will take that attack.
Okay,
attacks, right?
Yeah, I would take 2.
Well,
one from the one in
this
front of
ghast
Graham.
at the door will take it.
Okay, the one in front of Rohan won't?
No.
Or Graham?
No, I'm going to say it won't.
Okay.
So it's a hit, a critical hit. Oh, no, not confirmed. It's a hit.
Okay.
So, with a bite. So here's the damage. 4 damage, and roll a fort save. You're good.
All right.
All right, so you move over there.
And then do 1 shot at that ghast.
Okay. You have hit.
Okay. For 6 points damage.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's heavily wounded, you can tell. It was a nice shot. So one thing that you notice is that, like, you ran by and it just out of instinct bit at your arm. But what it's focused on is trying to get the sword off of that door.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Graham.
Okay, I want to tumble past this ghoul that I'm fighting.
Okay.
Make my skill roll for you.
Yeah. So it's a DC 15, yeah?
Yeah, I missed it by 1. So I do provoke attacks of opportunity as normal.
Yeah, so
this is the path.
It will take that attack.
It's going to take... Hold on, I can move much more than that.
And it has hit you with its bite.
Dang it.
For 3 damage and a fortitude save.
Fort save 5.
All right, so put yourself back. Or I can do it. So you went this is the route you took? Up over
like
the top?
Up around them, yeah.
So that's where you'll be. And you are paralyzed for... let's see. I lied. Go ahead and move yourself. I forgot. You guys are immune to this paralysis effect from the ghouls because you're elves. So let me remove that effect from you. But it did hit you for whatever that means. Go ahead and move yourself where you were going to be.
Yes, I'll tumble move over there and then I'll attack this ghoul that Fenrith was facing.
Okay. Yeah, you'll have flanking. You hear your dagger say, "Oh, if only they weren't undead."
I know. This has been going on forever now.
All right, so attack. You hit with a 17. I don't know why it's not saying you hit, but you did. And you get another immediate attack from the speed effect at that same bonus. So
I don't think he's targeting.
Oh, did you not target it? Here, hang on. I'll fix it. All right, yeah, you hit it. So go ahead and roll damage.
All right, damage on the first one. 3's my number.
It says dead.
Okay. So second attack didn't matter. And I checked that speed. It doesn't stack with my haste effect, unfortunately.
Right.
So
Yeah, I forgot about that.
I should have. Well, I guess he figured it out.
Creative first round license.
Right.
Rule of cool. Unless you're trying to climb over a wall.
All right, is your turn over? Go ahead and pass it down. This one will give chase to you and attack you, but misses terribly. And this one is continuing to... This ghast by the door is lifting that sword out of the brackets. It's almost got it out of the brackets.
I'm going to shout to Casimir to stop it.
All right. Yeah, you shout, Casimir, stop it.
Oh, yeah, because I'm not busy right now.
Sorry. Should probably be yelling at Fenrith. But yeah, I'll yell, stop it from opening the door.
Okay, this one.
Oh, my ring of Ram. Forgot about it.
This one stands up. And it moves to here to attack Rohan. I mean, it moves up to Rohan. It can't attack this round. But it did move out of this threatened area, Graham. So you would have an attack of opportunity against Ghoul Gast 2.
I'll take it.
The one right above you.
You forgot to target him again.
No.
That's a miss. Casimir, you have this image of stabbing, or interestingly enough to you, slicing with a trident.
Okay.
Which is a piercing weapon.
Yeah.
But the one you have in your hand in this vision is bladed, so it's piercing and slashing. But you have this image of stabbing with it, and as it penetrates the foe, the business end of it suddenly take on an extreme weight, lending a lot of force, right? You can even hear the sound that rocks make when they slam against each other and break. That's the image going through your mind. You do hear... Now, did you change who you were yelling at?
Yeah.
Okay. But you do hear someone yell...
Stop the Gast from opening the door.
Yeah. The words are lost in the din of the fight, but there is some panic in it. And go ahead and do a will save to see if you can pull yourself out of this. All right. Not yet.
All right.
Okay. All right. So Fenrith moves over towards that Gast at the door and holds out his holy symbol and says, by the power of, and then a word none of you've ever heard before, light bursts forth from it. So let's do some rolls here. So light bursts forth, but you don't know what happens. And that brings us back to Rohan. Okay. So when it's that thing's turn again, it will have its next action. You can tell it will get that sword out of there.
Okay, I'm going to 5 foot up above to get a little bit of a better vantage.
Okay.
At that thing, and then fire 2 arrows at it.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So 1 hit.
Okay.
And
good job, Rohan.
Yeah, you kill it. You send that arrow right through the back of its neck, severing the spine. And which one was that?
It was Ghoul Gast 1.
Yeah, and you drop it. It's dead, and it drops the sword, and that sword falls back into the brackets, luckily.
What just happened?
Everything disappeared.
Yeah, you guys all got booted off or something? That's crazy.
Internet go down.
Might have.
No.
That was Rohan. Now it would be Graham.
So we have to exit out and log back in. Is that how you were correcting it, Justin?
When it happened to me, it just booted me.
Oh, I'm still in.
Yeah.
Do you still have the map?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You guys both do?
We just don't have the token. Or I don't.
Oh, okay.
I'll just try reloading it, I guess.
Well, I lost my... So it's okay. The rest of it we can handle. Theater of the mind. But it's Graham, it's your move. So you have a... well, the one that was there was killed by you and Fenrith, and then there's one that had run up to Rohan to attack him, and he'd stepped aside and fired at that one at the door and killed it, but you still got this one that's close to you. Seems to be the last one in the room.
I'll attack him. Full attack.
Well,
attacks.
here, let me...
Can I roll in here?
Yeah, no, hang on. I'll put him there, and I'll put you there. Can you see?
Let me open it back up. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, it would be more like this. And Ryan we'll put here, and Casimir over there. Yeah, so there we go. Can you all see that?
Yep.
Okay. Go ahead, Graham. Do your worst. All right, so hit. And hit. So let's get some damages against Ghoul 1.
It's a good thing it's auto-rolling 2 for me. Why is it doing that?
But
All right.
you still hit twice, right?
Yeah, I just was wondering.
Okay. All right, Casimir. The that flame suddenly shoots away from you and envelops that ghoul, incinerates it. A familiar scene. Roll a will save in the tower. Or sorry, do a fortitude save.
Everybody or?
Just Casimir. Okay. You do not lose consciousness,
Okay.
but you drop to your knees, right? And you're out of breath, and you feel like you ran a marathon and didn't eat for the last week, but there's no pain otherwise. There is a real intense itch on your chest, itching in your chest area. And your equipment, now that the flame is gone, everybody sees that things are drastically different for him. So whereas before he was wearing, what, studded leather?
I believe it might just be leather.
Yeah, it was leather. Now you have a breastplate. It is made out of a very fine metal, so it seems like it would be heavier than it is. But so this is made out of mithril, and it's +1 mithril breastplate. So that will have your spell failure chance under 20%.
Okay.
And it'll weigh less and blah, blah, blah. And it'll still give you some room to grow your dexterity if you go that route. Because it's got the max dex bonus of 3. So, everybody sees that. Now, one thing to notice is now you, Rohan and Graham, you feel ashamed at your weakness because he didn't lose consciousness when the fire left him. But now it's also the most drastic change because your guys' armor went from like a studded leather into fine chain links, and from more than 30 feet away, you wouldn't even be able to notice all that much. But now he's wrapped in mithril steel, and it's got sort of a red clay look to it, sort of like the ground outside this complex amongst the rocks close to the area where the rocks nest. Sort of like a dark, dusty color. So what else? Oh, the sigil of the hero of the rock is emblazoned on the front of his, whereas yours don't have the same markings. So that's where we'll end it for tonight. But don't stop the recording. We'll get the exposition out of the way here. Yes, breastplate. That's what I meant to say. So that's still light armor. You still have the speed of 30, and because it's mithril, your spell failure will be 15%.
All right.
You notice that your trident has changed as well. Much like that vision, you can see sharpened edges now, so you could use it for slashing. It also seems to have changed its material. Before, it had been a nice metal, right?
Okay.
Now, it looks to you like it's made out of coral. Like you'd find in the reefs out in the ocean a ways, near where the fishermen like to go. So it's got that really rough texture to it, although, it still has its sharp edges and its points. The handle, it all looks to be the same material. And it's really rough, gives you a really good grip, but it doesn't feel brittle at all. It feels, stronger than it did before. So that's what you have there, along with the itching chest, and now you're really hungry and tired.
Okay.
So what do you do? Now you did notice that ghast was trying to unbar that door, and that that vampire had tried to force you to do it. So at least he's still out there somewhere.
Rohan. Fenrith, that voice, it talked to me again.
What voice?
What did you call it? A vampire?
A vampire?
Yeah.
Where did you see it?
I didn't see it. It told me to unbar the door. I resisted it.
That's probably a good thing, Grant.
It turned into a mist before. What prevents it from doing the same and coming under the door now?
I don't know.
Well, whatever it wants, I think it's a good thing to do the opposite.
Whoa, nice weapon, Fenrith.
Yeah, you look shinier.
Casimir, you mean?
Yeah, sorry. Oh, I haven't gotten my weapon yet.
I'm not jealous or anything.
That's because you're not here today.
Yeah, it is nice. It looks incredible. It looks vicious. It looks like it means business, just like the dagger and Rohan's new bow. It looks, the other one was serviceable enough and it was clearly a weapon, but this thing is in a class all by itself as far as that goes.
If for some reason it can't pass through the door, maybe we should try disabling it, locking it for good.
One other thing, because you've been traveling for so long, you get kind of used to the way everything weighs. Suddenly, on your belt, where you would carry your net carefully folded up, there's less weight. It feels like it's not there anymore. But when you look, you see it's still in the place where it was. It's about the size of like a playing card now. And it's yellow.
Yeah.
And you can see, if you look close enough, little barbed hooks.
What is this? A net for ants, Brandon?
Yeah. Yeah. So, as we play moving forward, you'll discover the properties of these new weapons of yours.
All right.
Try talking to yours, Casimir. Mine likes stabbing, but it hates undead. Just like me.
Does that ring any bells on what that type of thing could be?
Nope.
No?
No, well...
I'm sorry,
What,
your weapon talks to you?
Yeah.
That does.
Okay.
That rings bells.
Do you want a...
You could either... Yeah, let's see if you've got any...
Let's see what I got.
The default opinion when you hear that is that Graham has lost it. So if your character has any sort of knowledge, then you could say, oh, never mind, he's not crazy. There's this old story. But right now he's telling you his dagger, which is a dagger, by the way. That's odd enough. His spear turned into a dagger, he said, and it's talking to him. So he's clearly bonkers. But if you have any sort of knowledge...
Nah, all I got is spellcraft. Finrith's the one with knowledge.
I've got knowledge, dungeoneering, geography, or nature.
Oh, Graham, I've been talking to my weapon this whole time. I call him... What kind of weapon does he have?
He's got his sword.
A sword. Slashy McSlash face.
Okay, yeah.
What happened to your spear?
Okay.
There never was a spear.
Yeah,
there are no spears. Graham always wielded a dagger.
I'm pretty sure you had a spear.
It's still a spear. It's just shorter now.
Well, it didn't want to be a spear anymore. So my weapon likes stabbing. It does not like undead, and it does not like being a short spear. And I think it helped me when that guy, the Vampo...
Okay. Fenrith, he has some knowledges, and he says he doesn't think Graham's any crazier than usual.
No.
Thanks, we have been told stories of weapons that had sentience to them. And when he says that, you guys kind of remember like the end of a long day and one of the heroes was yammering on and you're just sort of nodding off. But you remember that there have been stories like that. Now these, according to them, these weapons are incredibly unique, powerful, and dangerous, both to the user and to others sometimes, because along with their sentience comes a personality, and they're not all good. So that could be what's going on here. But obviously, you can't hear it.
Yeah.
So you're taking his word. He could also just be bonkers. I mean, he did just get enveloped by blue flame and pass out for a few hours. So, but
yesterday he attacked us.
And that.
That was
and he's
the
admitted
Vampo.
that something told him to unbar the door, so he might not be. It's up to you guys to roleplay what you believe for those, for this instance here.
His name's Bloodtooth.
The vampire?
No, the weapon, the dagger.
And that's where we'll stop for the night. Assuming you've agreed to bar the door and hole up here for a bit?
Yeah, like try to actually shut the door for good using like disable device or something, because the vampire seems unable or unwilling to cross through it.
Or something else on the other side of the door.
Yeah.
All right, well, if you want to try disable device, let's give it a try before we end it. Go ahead, Graham, put it in the tower.
Not the tower.
All right. So the only thing you could do that you can see is there's these two steel L brackets sticking out of the wall either side of the door. And that's where the sword is resting. And obviously it wasn't made for a sword shape, but it still does the trick. If you were to take a mace or a hammer and pound the upward tilt of those L brackets inward a bit, that would make it way less likely that that sword will pop out of there by someone rattling the door. That's the only thing you can think to do. If you want to do it, I'm not going to make you roll for it. You can do that. With enough time and a mace, you could pound those brackets into place.
Rohan, I think I'll need your help on this.
But that's literally the only way you can think to make it more secure than it is.
Maybe difficult to get back this way, but we can figure that out.
Oh, my skull's back this way.
No, you could do it so that you would still be able to pop the sword out.
Okay.
It's just it'd be way unlikely for it to pop out by accident.
Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
Okay. Then that is where we'll end for the night.
Thanks, Brandon.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Thanks for the loot.
Yeah.
Are we still recording?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We do it so that way we can do a fade out at the end.
Okay.
It erased.
Let me give you guys experience. Let me calculate your experience.
This has been a Death Watch production. Thank you for listening.